Are your sculpts still looking as flat as your butt? Don't worry, this is the top 3 mistakes done by beginners in digital sculpting. So this is the most common mistake I see, jumping into micro details way too fast. Now obviously details is the sexy part of sculpting, so I can understand what you're thinking. You might be tempted to grab the damn standard brush or find some alphas and go ham after 5 minutes of sculpting, but trust me, if the proportions, silhouette and volume ain't there, no matter how many details you slap on that piece of garbage, it's gonna help it. So instead, start with simple shapes and create the main shape, focus on volume, proportions, and a good silhouette, and then gradually add secondary shapes on top of the main shape, such as volume caused by muscles, fat, bone structure, and then when you're done with all the main and secondary shapes, you can start to think about adding details. So to force myself to kind of follow this workflow, I like to divide it into steps. So I start with a really low poly count and block out the main silhouette, then I add a subdivision, add the secondary shapes, and I gradually add subdivisions as I push the limit on that subdivision level. Now it's also tempting to just dive right into Zbrush, Blender or whatever, but without references or a plan, it's very easy to get lost when sculpting, and you might end up in an endless loop of hours of sculpting and sculpting with no end. Also, with no references, it's easy to get weird anatomy, inconsistent shapes, and weird proportions. What I recommend doing is grab 2 to 3 reference images at least to establish anatomy and style. Also decide on a goal. How far are you going to take the sculpt? Is it a stylized piece? Is it hyper-realistic? Is it semi-realistic? Where does the detailing end? It's not a bad idea having this in your mind before starting the sculpt. It'll save you time and keep you focused. And the last mistake on this list is focusing on one single angle. This is something I've seen several times over the years, and I gotta be honest, I have done it myself, and it's a really mindfuck mistake because you can have a really good sculpt and then you twist it a little bit and suddenly everything is off. The proportions are off, the anatomy doesn't make sense. We gotta remember that this isn't 2D, so our model is gonna be looked at from different angles. So we can't really be lazy like 2D artists. Instead, work on your model equally in different perspectives. And we gotta remember that fixing the model's profile might completely change the appearance of the model in the front view. So it's important to toggle between the angles regularly. So to recap, 1. Don't rush into details way too early. No amount of details is going to save a crappy blockout. 2. Always have a plan and find references. The images you have in your sick little mind is a mix of fantasy and reality, so don't skip references. And 3. Regularly work on different angles on your model. So be honest, have you made any of these mistakes yourself? Or do you have any other mistakes that should be included? Let me know in the comments down below and let me learn from your mistakes as well. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button for more tips and 3D content.